A tēnā koutou, a kua hiko I maroto ki tēnei waharoa ki Tauhara. A kua hara mai I runga e te reo pohiri o ngā waikaukau ngā tupuna Ngāti Tūwhare toa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Isn't it wonderful? Finished, and I'd just like to thank everyone for being involved. Too many numerous names to mention, but please enjoy the space and you can be very proud of it, Taupo.
This project's been a long time in the making. In fact, it was probably about 15 years ago that we started thinking about this as part of a structure plan for the town centre. But more recently than that, 2020 with the lockdowns, we had a team of people doing an application for a shovel-ready project for the government.
Projects from the private and public sector, including local government, that are shovel-ready or likely to be within 6 months, will be put before ministers.
And we're really fortunate to be given around about $20 million to do that piece of work. So an amazing amount of work over a really extended period of time by a whole lot of really dedicated people.
They were all about reimagining the town centre around a people-focused experience, not a car-focused experience. I guess, back in the day there was a different way of looking at the landscape and the urban space, and the whole idea then was probably more around convenience rather than anything. And we ended up with a road next to our amazing lake, and this project has been an amazing opportunity to address that.
Yeah, so we've had quite a few challenges along the way. Obviously, the pandemic and the lockdowns and the restrictions that came along with COVID. There was ongoing supply chain issues as a result of that. And then to top it all off, we had, I think, the wettest winter on record.
It was the warmest and wettest on record.
It was the wettest winter on record. That's June, July, and August.
So we were hoping going into summer we'll get the sunshine and we can, finally work as fast as we want to. And it's been one of the wettest summers I think that I've experienced in the 15 years that I've lived here.
Resulting in these areas, shaded in blue, seeing rainfall above or well above normal.
We overcame the challenges because we had a really dedicated team of locals that were passionate about the project, and we had an understanding business community that understood that we were trying to get it out of there and minimize its disruption as best as we could.
Throughout the Town Centre Transformation project, I worked as the stakeholder specialist for Taupo District Council, which meant I was keeping in touch with the business community throughout the entire construction process. And this was key because it allowed us to get as many wins as possible along the way for the business community while construction took place. As we all know, there's some pain when we do have change, but now we're in a really good space. The new concession spaces are being filled with people. People are coming down here more than ever before, and the businesses are really excited to show off this whole new space to our community.
So while we've got this great lakefront opportunity to enjoy for everyone down here, it's important to note that this project is much bigger than just the lakefront. So we're diverting traffic that doesn't need to be in the town centre up Spa Road and down Tītīraupenga Street, but it's really about connecting our great CBD with the lake, with the river, with the parks, and it's a much safer environment for people to get around it.
In addition to the work we did on the lakefront, an important component was Tītīraupenga Street. And we designed Tītīraupenga Street not just for traffic, but to enable pedestrians to be able to cross it. We want people to walk and cycle into town, and the traffic lights help enable that by giving better connections for walking and cycling.
A really important part of the project for us was to make our streets safer. And working closely with one of our major stakeholders, Taupo Primary, we enabled multimodal transport, and that is to encourage walking, cycling, scooting. The signalised traffic lights was ideal to be able to create that link.
It's been amazing to be a part of that process, really. Just really lucky to timed it when our council and our community are ready to make these cool changes, and then have it focused around people and not cars.
For me, my involvement as a carver is to record history, to record the present so that the future has a record. What the council required was some pou, representing Ngāhau e Whā, which is people from the four winds, represents everyone, not just one culture, all people. Pou were erected in traditional times to acknowledge our connection with the sky, everything above and papa, the earth and everything below us, and we all have that, and we're all the offspring of everything above and below.
So the water features themselves are a representation of the 13 major tributaries. The tributaries can be seen as the string that ties all corners of the district together, and the lake being the centre of that connection. That applies to not only the local community but visitors in general who may come from all corners of the world. It's about tying them into the space and saying, no mahara mai ki tu whare toa, no mahara mai ki taupo. This is us welcoming you and inviting you to revel in our stories and our histories.